Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell icon and set your notifications to all, that way you never miss a future upload. Another day, another drama channel drama, and today is going to be part 2 of Lushious Massacre, Nick Snider and Dustin Dailey at it again. Now if you haven't seen my previous video, which is part 1, I will link that in a card up over here, as well as down in the description box down below, so definitely make sure you go and check that out as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into it. Again, now, if you haven't seen part 1, definitely go check that out so you can get more context of what has been going on. But we're going to go ahead and start with a couple of tweets that came out after the video that I previously recorded, and then we're going to go in and break down what was said in both Lushious' live stream as well as in Nick and Dustin's podcast. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into it.
Someone replied to Dustin and said, "I love how it's always the people who fight back get told to, quote, take the high road, end quote, or, quote, don't stick to that level, end quote, while the person who caused all of this gets applauded and is encouraged to keep going. I hate it here." And Dustin quote tweeted that and said, "That's facts." Nick Snider then tweeted out his video titled Lushious Massacre as a hypocrite and a liar. Lushious Massacre then tweets out, "Wait, are these grown adults complaining about me having a stuffy nose? What kind of Twilight Zone Illuminati conspiracy theory is going on here? LMAO. The extremes they will go to try to manipulate people into thinking they are the victim. No. How embarrassing." Nick Snider then quote tweets that and says, "Oh, now she has a stuffy nose. This dumb." Someone then replied to Dustin and said, how about most recently when you came for her on your podcast and questioned how much money she makes and saying she was on government assistance, which, by the way, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. How about that? And then when she comments on what you said, you complain." Dustin then quote tweets that and says, "Have you heard the podcast? Might want to listen again. Just another person talking out there." Dustin then shares a tweet that says, "I've tried," and then includes a screenshot of the DMs between him and Lushious Massacre, which reads as follows. Dustin said, "Seeing as I've tweeted at you with no response, I figured I'd come to your inbox to see if we can come to some resolution over all this continuation of drama, and it's not healthy for anyone involved. I hope you respond, and if you don't, I understand. Good day." And that was on July 12th, 2020, and as you can see, Lushious never responded. Someone then replied to Lushious and says, "Wait, LMAO. No one in their right mind could see that clip and not think she just had a stuffy/itchy nose. Nothing he said was even in reference to use." Lushious then quote tweeted that and said, "Y'all see the way they lie and invent things to try to manipulate their audiences? They've been doing this to YouTubers for years. This is why I speak up."
So that were all the tweets that followed, so let's go ahead and take a look at what Lushious said in her live stream, as well as what Dustin and Nick said in their podcast. The first thing that we're going to go into is what I'm going to call Sniffgate. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Lushious did during her video.
Okay, girl, we're going to have this video, we have to talk. We have to have a conversation, because here's the thing. And I'm just going to start off with this. So that, because I know that the girls, they get really upset, and they're like, no one's talking about her. Why does she continue to talk about us? You know, that's their complaint.
And I know talking about this and breaking it down is absolutely ridiculous, but it was a point that was brought up, so I was going to address it. Now, we all know that Nick has had sobriety issues in the past, and that was a common thing that Lushious and Joella have both brought up when they have been attacking Nick. And Nick took this as another dig at his sobriety, because that is what somebody does when they're using a substance, is sniff it up their nose. Now, Lushious goes on to say that she was just having a runny nose, so do we know what it actually meant? No. Nick believes that it was an attack on him. Lushious says that it's just a runny nose, and she's trying to prevent snot from running down her face. So you just have to believe what you want to believe. Like Nikita Dragon said, people will see what they want to see. Although we all know what we saw Nikita Dragon in your video, this is left up to whoever is either a fan of Nick or a fan of Lushious. They're going to see it a way in their favor, I believe. But let's go ahead and continue on with the live stream.
First of all, okay, y'all are going to have to get used to it. Okay? I'm just going to need you to get used to it, baby, because you signed up for this. And what I mean by that is Nick Snider, Dustin Dailey, Rich Lux, all these little busted little drama girls, okay? They come online and they do videos talking about other people, okay? So make no mistake, you cannot sit here and complain when you, for a living, you come on camera and you talk crap about James Charles, you talk crap about Tati Westbrook, you talk crap about Who else do they talk about?
And Lushious is right. She does have the right to respond to people and talk about people if she wants. It's a free country. You're allowed to do that. That's just what it is. But the reason that they are complaining about Lushious talking about them is because they aren't talking about Lushious. And from what I understand, they said, okay, we're not going to talk about you anymore. Let's just drop this whole situation. That way it just benefits everybody and we all can just move on. But their issue is that Lushious keeps talking about them. And so then they come out and respond and they're like, why is Lushious still talking about us? That's what I see that is going on. If you don't agree with me, let me know. But that is what I see. They said, hey, we're not going to talk about Lushious anymore unless Lushious brings us back up again, and then we will respond.
So you cannot sit there, okay, and now say, why is she talking about me? Why is she doing videos of me? I'm doing to y'all what y'all have literally done to everybody else. Except here's the thing. My purpose is to expose the hypocrisy and the bias of what y'all are doing. Because what y'all are doing is not cute. It's not cool. And y'all just completely lie and make up all these stories about all these people. Okay? So don't sit there and complain and talk about, well, why is Lushious doing it? No one mentions her. Why is she mentioning us?
What I don't understand about this part of the live stream is what is the hypocrisy that she is talking about? I know that Lushious has said things that they're protecting Jeffree Star because they didn't report on the most recent article that Insider came out with, but all of those allegations were older allegations, which Nick said that he has talked about in the past when they first came out, and Dustin said that he wasn't going to cover it on his channel because it's too sensitive of a topic for YouTube, and they talked about it on the podcast. So I don't understand what hypocrisy she is talking about when it comes to talking about these influencers.
Baby, James Charles don't mention you. Why are you mentioning James Charles? Okay, Nikita Dragon don't mention you, honey. Why are you mentioning Nikita Dragon? All these girls, none of these girls mention you, honey. You ain't on their radar. You ain't, girl. You are just not those kind of girls. So why are y'all mentioning them? You see what I'm saying? Like, I just need y'all to understand.
The reason that they're mentioning these influencers is because that's what their channel is about. Their channel is talking about drama in the beauty community and drama on YouTube as well. Now, if we take a look at Luscious' channel, Luscious has talked about the same people as well. You can see in the screenshot from her channel, she has talked about Jeffree Star. She has talked about James Charles. She has talked about Shane Dawson. So Luscious is doing the exact same thing that these other channels are doing. So then aren't you also being a hypocrite talking about these people when they're not talking about you?
Now, I do want to say that this was never my intention, okay? When I started my channel, I was trying to do my own thing. Y'all came for me and came for me and came for me, and y'all made me shift my focus. So don't complain that now that I got y'all, boom, 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 right here, honey, tunnel vision, and I see what y'all are doing. Y'all should have left me alone. Y'all should have left me alone, but y'all wanted to play this little game with Rich Lux. She told y'all, she complained to y'all, she made y'all come for me. So don't sit here and complain and talk about, not bothered. Okay? I don't want to hear about not bothered.
And going back through all of Luscious's old videos, she did focus mainly on makeup in all of her videos. But it wasn't Nick Snider and Dustin Dailey that made you start talking about James Charles, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star. That was all you. If you wanted to talk about what was going on between you and Dustin and Nick, then that would be a different story, because that was involving you. But you decided to start talking about these influencers because, let's be honest, we all know that people love drama, and that's what brings views into the channels. So you were the one that decided to talk about these influencers, as well as then talk about your drama that was going on with you personally between Dustin and Nick. The influencers had nothing to do about it. Nobody made you talk about them. You chose to talk about them.
So they went on this podcast and they said that they feel like I must be on government funding, like I must be getting a check, like a disability check. They said that they think that, they said, oh my God, Luscious is just, she just gives me I'm just going to paraphrase because I listened to it once and I was just like, really, girl? I'm going to paraphrase, but this is the idea, the general idea of what I got. They said that I don't work. They said that I am very lazy, that I don't do anything, that I'm laying down all day, that I get a disability, that I get a disability check, that I must be getting like food stamps, and that I'm like bedridden and I can't move. So I just found it really funny. And I find it really inappropriate. And I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna go there because I'm not gonna hold my tongue. These girls like to go low. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go lower. I'm just gonna go honest, and I'm gonna be really honest. I find it really inappropriate and really uncomfortable for these two white men to sit there and criticize and talk about the financial status of a person of color, someone who's brown, for them to just sit there and crap on me and talk about, oh well, she's probably don't do nothing with her life. I don't see how she can make any money. I don't see how. It just was really offensive.
Let's take a listen and see what Dustin and Nick were saying about Luscious on their podcast in regards to her working, as well as the government assistance and EBT and food stamps and everything that she is saying that they said about her in the podcast.
She literally told me that she wants to do the bare minimum to pay her bills, and she can do that on YouTube. She told me that on the way back from Chick-fil-A at Galleria.
I would not be surprised if that was getting a check from the government.
Well, what if she is? I mean, that's her own business.
There's nothing wrong with it,
I don't
but
think that's the case.
There's nothing wrong with it, but there is something wrong with it when the reason that you're getting that check is because you're lazy. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that, but I don't think she does. If she did, that wouldn't be a problem. You know what I'm saying? But what I have a problem with is her literally telling me that she wants to do the bare minimum, and she's doing the bare minimum, and she's paying her bills with it. You know what I mean?
Because she is lazy, and there are people out there that want to pay her for it.
That's fine.
It's so
fine.
crazy.
And that was everything that they said in regards to getting government assistance. Nick says that I have a problem with it if the reason that you're getting government assistance is because you're lazy. Dustin's like, you know what, that's fine. If that's what she wants to do, if people want to pay her bills, like whatever, that's her prerogative. And Nick said, well, I have an issue with it if the reason that you're doing it is because you're lazy. They didn't say anything about her being on disability. They didn't say anything about her being on food stamps. So I don't know where she's getting that information because none of that was said in the podcast.
And for them to sit there and be like, well, what does she do? She don't even do nothing. She must be getting a check. She's probably on food stamps. Blah, blah. Yeah, it was just so. It was gross. It was gross. You know, it's really gross to sit here and trivialize and criticize and judge people who are on government funding. The fact that you were just sitting there and discussing a brown person's money and thinking, oh, well, she probably can't be getting no money. That mentality, oh, she probably can't get no job. Oh, she's probably on food stamps. Oh, she's probably on government assistance. For you to sit there and immediately speculate that about somebody, like, it's low-key for you to be doing that. Maybe you were not aware that it's, but it is. Sorry, but it is what it is.
And if that's how Luscious feels about the situation, then that's how Luscious feels. I'm not going to try to devalue her feelings at all. If that is what she's feeling about them saying that about her, then that is what she is feeling. Now, again, they did not say anything about her being on disability or her being on food stamps. Nick literally said that he has a problem with it if the reason that you're getting the assistance is because you're lazy. And Dustin literally said, you know what, I don't have a problem with that. If that's what she wants to do, then that's what she wants to do.
Now, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh my God, Nick Snider and Dustin Dailey are, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for them to be doing that, they should know not to do that. Okay? Not to sit there and make fun of me, and they can make fun of me all they want.
Now, the issue that I have with this statement and Luscious saying that that's how she feels that the situation was, again, that's how she felt about the situation, but when you put that out in your platform and say, well, I feel that their comments were this way, now I'm not trying to say that they are this way, but that's just how I felt that those comments were. We've seen this happen before with the T-Trigger Nick Snider situation where T-Trigger tried to label Nick Snider as an anti-Semite, and that became a whole nother situation that just brought up more drama. So if you're going to put that kind of information out there, there's always going to be somebody who's going to take that and be like, yep, I knew it. I knew Nick was always that way. He's trash, and now Luscious even said it, and I'm going to just take Luscious' word, and I don't care that she said, I'm not saying that he's this way. She's pointing out that he's giving microaggressions, even if he doesn't know that he's giving microaggressions. I always thought that Nick was this way, and now I have confirmation.
The girls said they would laugh if you choked on camera, and they wanted to go low and they hit rock bottom, sis. Que vergüenza. To wish on you. Oh, that's another one. Yeah, Nick Snider said that he would laugh and he would be so happy if I just choked and I.
Now that's a pretty strong accusation to make, saying that somebody else said that they wish that you would choke and on camera. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to what Nick said over on the podcast.
It's like she's sucking the air in. It's like, please God, just like a big loogie go down the throat and choke.
Not you. You can choke.
And I don't mean that in a way that's rude. It's said with love.
I am sure, girl.
For everyone out there that wants to be like, oh my God, look, he's wishing things on people. I'm not wishing nothing.
You know.
I'm just saying, if it happened on election, it'd be a little funny.
Now, did he say in that clip that he wishes that she would choke on camera? Yes, absolutely 100%. But I didn't hear him say anything about him wishing that she would. That's a very strong accusation to make and twist those words. But again, if you want to hear it that way, that's what you're going to hear. Other people will hear it a different way, but that is what was said on the podcast. But that is everything that I have for today's video, so I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell icon and set your notifications to all. That way you never miss a future upload. Alright, that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!